So I'm sitting here having my coffee with Melissa. We're having a really nice morning. And I had like I figured it was a moment to make a video because you're supposed to strike while the indignation iron is hot. And this is a video this video is not directed towards anyone in particular. It may have been inspired by somebody in particular, but it's not directed towards somebody, especially. It's just a general video. The title of the video is, Who the Fuck Do You Think You Are? And this video is, you see somebody on social media, on the internet, whatever, talking their shit. Everybody has their opinion, everybody has their perspective, whatever. I don't understand what it is that prompts a person to message you, and say, I like this and that about what you write, but sometimes you're kind of harsh, or sometimes you seem kind of angry, or, what I always say to myself when I'm feeling the way you're feeling is that, unsolicited now, I don't need to know what you say to yourself. I don't care what you say to yourself. I'm not interested in what you say to yourself. That's not because I'm full of roiling hatred or rage. It's just not at all obvious to me why I would give a fuck what you say to yourself when you feel what you seem to think I'm feeling based on my little bullshit story panels, which I'm just fucking around anyway. I'm just, let me tell you how it happens. I get on Facebook, I look at a news article, and there's this little chattery voice in my head that goes, well, that's fucking stupid, da-da-da. It gives an example of something. It's like, oh, here's how you can make fun of that. And so I put it in my stories. I mean, and then like somebody I've never met before, I haven't really had much contact with, who, if I can recall correctly, seems to have expressed some meddlesome disapproval with the tone of my stories, maybe at some point in the past. I don't know. Sends me a little message and being like, when I think, I have nothing but compassion for these people. Well, good for you. Well, good for you. When I feel annoyed enough to call somebody stupid, that just means that there's some stupid in me. All right, good. I can agree with that. That's probably true. When I'm feeling triggered, and it's like I can only assume, right, that you're telling me about what you do when you feel triggered because you think I'm triggered. I'm not even triggered now. I'm doing the same shit right now to you that I did with the libertarian stuff that I was writing earlier. I don't give a fuck one way or the other. I'm not upset. It's just, I'm just sitting here, and I was talking to Melissa about it. She said, you should make a video. And I was like, well, maybe I will. I mean, I'm just fucking around. I don't understand it. If I make fun of you because I think you said something stupid, that's not like, I'm not upset. I'm having a good time. This is adding to my day. I enjoy commenting on things that I think are ridiculous. And I don't know, there's just something weird about a grown person, a grown-ass person, if you will, who sees something on somebody else's, another grown person. I'm not like a 4-year-old vaping, and I'm like, hey, you shouldn't be vaping because, it might be bad for your lungs. It's not like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's not like if you see something, say something. It's not like that. I'm not like promoting self-harm. I'm not like, God, guys, the state is just so oppressive. Sometimes I just think I'm just going to end it all. I mean, I don't think I come off as somebody who's in some state of profound distress. Reach out, let them know, and somebody feels the need to say, okay, here's what I like, and here's what I don't like, and here's what I say to myself when I'm feeling what I think you're feeling. And then you got to end it with some kind of like bullshit passive aggressive, the clasped hands, the prayer hands, I mean, and the ellipsis and it's not the path forward for any of us. I don't think you know what my path forward is. 1, I'm not angry. 2, maybe being angry is my path forward. How do you know? You don't know my situation. Maybe a little anger would get me where I want to go. I don't know. It's just so presumptuous. I can't fathom direct messaging somebody. I'll direct message somebody and say, hey, I think what you're doing is cool. Never in my fucking life would I be like, hey, I think what you're doing is cool, but hey, asshole, you don't know from Big Bear here. Just want to let you know that I like this, this, and this, and I don't like that, and that, Now, if you have a product that you're putting out there and you're asking for reviews, and a person's like, well, I really enjoyed I enjoyed the videos. I found that the writing was a little hard to get through. I'd like it if there was maybe an audio narration of the notes. That would help me a lot because I could listen to it going through. That's interesting feedback, like we're in a relationship, because like I'm selling a product and you're a customer and I want to know what my customer thinks about it. You know what I mean? But when I'm just like fucking around, stream of consciousnessing in my story, I don't necessarily need to know what elements of it you would do differently if it were you making the story. And I'm perplexed, right? Not angry, not livid, and I don't want an explanation, please, but I'm perplexed about what in you makes you think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let him know. I'm going to let him know. It reminds me of when I was growing up and I would my stepmom and I would go somewhere like to a department store or like a box store or whatever. And the cashier would have like a tone, that she didn't like or whatever. And we'd get like 3/4 of the way out to the car. And she just stopped dead in her tracks. She'd go, you know what? And I'd say, oh shit. And we'd go back in and we'd let the cashier know, what we thought about their tone. And the cashier would always just be standing there like, one, oh shit, here we go. But two, the cashier was genuinely confused. Like, why the fuck are you telling me this? What difference does it make? If you don't, I'm not for everybody. Some people think I'm funny. Some people think I'm smart. Some people think I'm mean and an asshole. That's fine. Most of the stuff that I put in my stories, I'm joking about anyway. I mean, I think a lot of it's true. It is a reflection of a lot of the things I believe, but I'm articulating it for fun because I enjoy it. And I would suggest that you read it for fun and because you enjoy it. And if you don't read it. Don't bother. If there are certain aspects of my story that you don't like, make a personal decision about whether you're going to continue viewing my story or not. You say he's a little caustic. He's a little cynicism, and he's a little kind of rough a little sharp sometimes. I mean, I like what he has to say. These people, by the way, never message you and say, I love everything about this. This is just great. They compliment you as a prelude to some criticism about something that you could be doing better. And I'm so glad that this happened, because the first thing I thought to myself this morning was, God, I'd really love to know what some lady who I've never met before and don't know and have absolutely no idea whether or not I ought to value her opinion, because I have no fucking idea who she is. I'd love to know what she thinks about the tone and tenor of some of the stories that I posted yesterday. It's just confusing to me. And this isn't like a don't do this type post, but if you're watching this video and you're wondering, God, it's kind of weird that he's making this response, this makes so much more sense than does the initial message I received. As a human behavior, somebody sent me a letter. I'm responding to that letter. I'm using it to create content, right? This is something I think that people encounter in their daily life. And a lot of the times it's in personal relationships in ways that affect them far more than this is affecting me. A lot of the times, your parents, your mother, father-in-law, your neighbors, people who don't have any business necessarily providing you input about what you're doing in some area of life or the way you're doing it or whatever, they'll show up and they'll give you their opinion of you or what you're up to in a way that implies you ought to give a fuck about what their opinion is. And there's a certain force, there's a certain invitation, right, to assume that this must be important information or this person wouldn't be giving it to me. I mean, I think the message to take away here, I don't fucking know who this lady is. I have no idea who she is. I don't know her. And she's letting me know that she hears a lot of anger. I'm a healer. I'm going to help you. I'm concerned about you, Steve. But you don't know me. You don't know what my resting demeanor is. You don't know what I'm normally like. It's not like you're my fucking mom and I'm normally ebullient and outgoing. And all of a sudden I'm walking around and I'm blowing up about everything. We don't have any Cheerios and I'm destroying the kitchen. It's not like there's some sudden fluctuation in my personality that you know about because you know me and it's your business that you're concerned about and responding to. You don't know me. And so you're messaging strangers on the internet saying, well, you seem kind of angry. And anger is not the way forward for anyone. And it's like, man, mind your own business. Gather more information, get to know somebody in real life and assist those people if they need help. You don't have enough information about me to know whether or not I'm just joking around, whether or not maybe I'm always angry, maybe angry is just my resting state. Like it's just so stupid. And I'm worried about, I should have said stupid. I'm going to seem really mad. I should have compassion for stupid people. I mean, I don't have like non-compassion. I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, because I don't know enough about you. I don't know if this tendency that you have is an overall plus and positive in your life or not. I just know it seems kind of fucking weird to me,
Someone's probably going to have a problem with this video and probably read into it that you have a lot of anger issues that you're even making this video.
So what? So what if I do? That's the thing. So what fucking difference does it make? I mean, that's part of the thing. To me, it's like, but here's how I think about this. And anytime you have and this is a really funny thing, people be fucking critical of you, and then you will assess their criticism, and they'll interpret that as being critical, I'm just using the shit that happens. You see, I couldn't make this lady message me this morning. It wasn't like I sat in my special like conjuring warlock room and sent out some kind of psychic arrow to penetrate her mind and make her do something so I could make this video. I just got up, was drinking some coffee, got to the point where it was like time to get on Instagram, see something. I'm just now responding to it. It's just I see some trash on the street, I pick it up. Somebody does something stupid. You know what the funny thing is? I never get in anybody else's business. Somebody else posts something I think is stupid. You will never see me in those comments being like, here's what I think is wrong with what you're doing. Because I kind of feel like a fucking weirdo and a loser when I do that, right? I would never in a million years direct message somebody and tell them what I think about what they're doing as though it's obvious to me that they're going to give a fuck about what I think about what they're doing. I would never do that. I mean, I would express like, oh, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing. I think it's cool because I think that's nice, and I think people are interested in hearing when other people, like the overall thing that they're doing. But I would never provide somebody an unsolicited suggestion, I don't even like giving people advice when they ask for it, for the most part. I just don't get it, but it happened. And so here I am now making a video of it. And I know that a lot of other people deal with this kind of shit too, right? And I'd like for you to be able to find humor in it. And I'd like for you to get over any reservations you have about responding to this kind of thing in an absolutely authentic way. Don't worry about how somebody might misinterpret it. Don't worry about what it might look like. Would a personal growth teacher say this kind of thing? All this different stuff. It's like, this is stupid behavior. I think it's a stupid thing to do. I mean, it's okay. I don't think that you're a bad person, but it's kind of fucking dumb. And you would, and here's the life lesson. You would never know. You would never, ever, ever know what I think about people doing what you just did if you didn't just do it. You would never know what I think about unsolicited lectures in my DMs had you not sent an unsolicited message to my DMs. So I'm not going to allow that to ruin my day. In fact, it's making my day better because I enjoy this, right? And I hope that you don't allow this to ruin your day, but it does seem stupid to me. And so here, I got a piece of content out of it. I always feel like I need to make more content. Here's some content. People have difficulty minding their own business. People have difficulty having an opinion without expressing that opinion. People have difficulty not projecting. People have difficulty evaluating their kind of like knee-jerk emotional reactions to stupid words or to words like stupid. I said the word stupid, so she thinks that I'm angry at stupid people, or that I'm like, I walk down the street and I see somebody doing something stupid and I just beat them up or ridicule them publicly or whatever. She assumes I'm triggered by this. All these assumptions, there's all these projections, there's all this different stuff. Now, for me, not getting annoyed or not getting angry about that and like letting it ruin my day is like level one. right? That's like, oh look, there's some garbage on the sidewalk. I don't want to step on it. I don't want to carry that with me, right? Level 2 for me though is utilization. Napoleon Hill talked about this, a grist for the mill. When something happens and you not only don't have to be negatively affected by it, I have a use for you. I have a use for you. Eric July does a thing called monetize your haters, right? Now, this isn't necessarily a hater situation, but it's, you take something that happens and you don't just not do something not useful with it. You do something useful with it. So, huh? Radically resourceful. Melissa's like, plug your product. Radically resourceful. So we're starting a new group coaching thing called Radically Resourceful. And the whole idea here is that you take responsibility for figuring out how to use your mind to allow you to make use out of whatever the fuck is going on in your life. And it's not because you're supposed to do it or whatever. It's because you're sitting on this like gold mine of psychic possibility, of mental power. And this course is about figuring out how to tap into that, how to create more empowering experiences for yourself, whatever it is you're currently dealing with, how to kind of engineer more resourceful behavioral responses to the stuff that you're dealing with, and defining what resourceful means for you, right? So identifying it and then adopting it and then sticking with it, persisting with it long enough for it to kind of bear fruit in your life. That's an important thing. This video, for me, constitutes a powerful example of personal freedom. And the reason for that is, the sequence was, I get a message, it doesn't quite make sense to me. I have a German Shepherd barking in the kitchen. I get a message, it doesn't make sense to me. I have a natural inclination about what to do in response to it. Let's make this video, right? Then there's all these potential voices I could be hearing. Well, this might come off the wrong way, and on. I don't have to listen to those voices. Something happens, I want to make a video, I make a fucking video. That's personal freedom. I feel great. If something's going on in the world and I want to do a kind of like, half ideological diatribe, half stand-up comedy routine in my Instagram stories, and there's a voice inside that goes, well, what if somebody doesn't like that you said fuck? What if they're upset that you talk about stupid people? What if you do that? And so fucking what? I just put it up. That feels really good to me. It's fun to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do with my creative expression without having to worry about all the different ways that motherfuckers I don't know on the internet might misinterpret it so that they can get their kind of, condescending pseudo-spiritual lecture fix. I feel good. I'm happy. I'm a very happy person. A lot of the time, far more frequently than I used to be. And I want to be a hell of a lot happier tomorrow than I am today. And if part of that involves, dragging on stupidity, I'm going to do it. And if you don't like that, I'm going to let that be so okay that I'm probably going to use the fact that you don't like it to create even more content that you're probably not going to like. So I hope you have a fabulous day. Everybody who watches this, I hope you have an absolutely great day. Notice when I talk about things like stupidity, I don't typically point out specific people. I'm talking about general patterns. But this is funny, you can't do that. I make general principle pattern level commentaries on things that I see happening in the world. And some people have a threshold that's so low that they're like, well, you're not supposed to talk like that. Look, you need to do whatever you want to call it, some shadow work. You need to deal with your unresolved emotional material. You need to get over your fucking love and light fetish. I don't know what it is that you need to do. And I wouldn't speculate about what it is if you weren't shoving in my face in the form of, I'm going to tell you specifically. I put out fucking ideas, like 2 posts a day. And these are ideas that I think somebody might find useful. See, I would never message somebody a specific idea and say, here's what you need to make your life better. You seem kind of angry. You seem kind of this or that or the other thing. I'm not even replying specifically to this person because I'm not interested in a dialogue with this person because I don't know who they are. I don't know them. I know nothing about them. I know nothing about what motivated them to send the message, right? It's just an event that happened, and so I'm responding to it in general terms. That's how I like to do things. But there are people who will get all up in your business about general terms, my goodness, about general terms, general ideas that you're sharing. it's just the temerity of it is just incredible to me. Here you got a person expressing general ideas. I'm not like, here's my fucking neighbor. Her name is Carol Richardson, and she's an absolute bitch, and she voted for this, and I think you should, like, you know, that would make sense. God, you seem kind of angry, Steve. Maybe you ought to leave Carol alone, you know? That's not what's happening. And yet people are still sending me advice about what to do with myself and letting me know what they do, even though I've given no indication whatsoever that I'm interested in their strategies for life. So have fun. I hope you found this funny. You know, maybe you have to unfollow me now. That'd be fine. I'll be okay. You'll be okay. Everybody will be okay, right? You might miss an idea that you might find useful, but I have confidence that you'll make it. You'll find it somewhere else. So have a good day. Be sure to message me and let me know what you think I could have done better. I notice I've got a string on my sweater here that's kind of look a little disheveled. I probably could have meditated for 15 or 20 minutes before I did this video. Probably could have gotten a haircut. I probably could have told my mom how much I love her in this video. There's all sorts of things that would have been nice to do that I didn't do. And I look forward to hearing, I look forward to lists of all of those things from as many people as want to send that to me. So have a good day.